Hi, can everybody hear me okay? I hope so. Now, this is you may notice I am not Miss Nicole. If you did not hear her announcement last week, she is taking a break to be with her family for a while. My name is Miss Abby, and I will be taking Miss Nicole's spot for the time being. So I'm so very excited to be here with you guys. This is my first time doing a live stream, so my apologies in advance if it takes me just a couple clicks, a couple seconds to make sure everything's in order. This morning, well, it's morning here. You guys are not the only ones learning. I will be learning with you as we all navigate the excitement of Smrt live classes. Give me one moment. So I'm looking over at all the awesome comments. Oh, you guys are so nice. Now, my screen is being a little bit fussy. What that just means is it's not working real well, so I can't at the moment type back responses, but I'm reading all the lovely you guys are they're just like boom, boom, boom. I have to admit, Miss Nicole is a legend. Miss Nicole is an absolute legend, especially in grammar. It doesn't matter how long anyone has been teaching English. If ever there is a grammar question, we go to Miss Nicole. So I do have to admit that I am a little bit nervous coming in and teaching after her because she is so incredible. But again, thankfully we will be learning together. And even right now, as I'm looking at all the kind comments, it's making me really excited and really happy to be here with you guys. So again, it is morning here in Spokane, Washington, and it is a very, very cold morning. I believe last night it got to about 20 degrees below freezing. As I'm looking around, yes, and where all of our lovely viewers are from, I know some of you can absolutely relate. You can understand, you know what it's like to be in this kind of cold weather. Other ones, it looks like you are in some nice warm weather right now, so I'm a little bit jealous. But with that, I am very excited once again to be here with you guys and to be learning together. So just a little bit about me. Again, my name is Miss Abby. I am originally from Olympia, Washington, which is the capital of Washington State. You've probably heard of Seattle. It's about an hour south of Seattle, and it is on the west side of Washington State, so near the Pacific Ocean. I moved over to Spokane when I was 18 to go to college, and I absolutely fell in love with Spokane and with the city. And I decided to stay. So I have been in Spokane for now half my life. I'm 36. I moved here when I was 18. So I've been in Spokane for half my life, and I love it so much I really don't have any plans to move. So with that, if you are ever interested in studying abroad, we would definitely welcome you and be very excited to have you come to Spokane. And I can say, obviously, from personal experience, that it's a place that I love to be and that I think is a great city to live in. Of course, if you are one of our premium subscribers, very, very exciting. If you are not, but you would like to try it, you can do a month free premium subscription, and that really enables you to do all the extras like homework, test, quizzes, and just give you a little bit more of a full experience with Smrt and the live learning. But in any event, of course, very excited to have you guys here and looking forward to working with all of you guys and getting to know you. I'm going to check over in the comment box once more real quick. Saskatchewan. Yeah. Looks like it's colder there too. Yes, we have snow. We have about 5 inches of snow. Wow, 12 degrees below. All right, so yes, some of you can definitely once more relate to my pain walking here. I park about almost a mile away because it's free parking and I don't have to pay to park downtown. And then I walk real fast to work. So you can appreciate, as I'm looking here, some of you can really appreciate and again understand what that kind of cold weather is like. But I do love the snow because I love coffee, and one of my favorite things to do is just sit on the couch with my cup of coffee, good book, and watch it snow. It's a very cozy feeling. So cozy, C-O-Z-Y, just means kind of warm, comfortable. If you can imagine sitting on your couch, maybe there's a fire, if you have a fireplace, cup of coffee or tea, hot chocolate, whatever is your preferred beverage, reading a book. If you can imagine that being warm, we would say that was very cozy. So I do like the snow, and as I'm looking, some of you guys do as well. So with that, oh, hi Josh. Mic on screen, please move up and out. There we go, how's that? Yay! Ara! Cozy! I'm from China. The weather is warmer than in your city. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Sir Joshua, she is busy talking. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. Thank you, Anthony. All right. I have a request to speak slower, so I will absolutely do that because, again, I am here for you guys, and you are here for English, and in particular today, we are all here to go over some new vocabulary. Just 1 second. Looking. All right. Great. So if you guys are ready, let's start our Unit 5-1 vocabulary. And our first word is appointment. Appointment. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So an appointment is just a set time and place. So you can make an appointment with your friend for coffee. You can make an appointment, as with this example, to go to the doctor's. You can make an appointment to go get your driver's license. An appointment is a noun, and it's just a set time and place. So usually you would think something you put on your calendar or you put in your phone to remind you that you have an appointment. All right. Great. And we'll go over 5 words. We'll take a couple minute break to practice some sentences, any questions that you guys might have, any more clarification that you might like. So clarification to make more clear. So if you're not quite sure that you have the full understanding of each word, don't worry, we'll go back and double check to make sure you have full understanding. Again, our first word, appointment. Example, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So again, it's a noun, it's a set time and place. Awesome! Our next word, our second word is awesome. And it is awesome. And looking at this picture, I believe this is Machu Picchu in Peru, where I definitely, one of these days or at some point in my life in travels, I most definitely want to visit Machu Picchu because I hear that it is absolutely awesome. So what's awesome? The example that we have here is the view from here is awesome. Now, if we're looking at this picture, clearly awesome means something very good. And not just good or very good, but extremely good, awesome. So we would use this as an adjective to describe something. Hopefully you find these Smrt live classes to be awesome. We most definitely have some very awesome teachers. And with this example, the view in this picture, Machu Picchu, the Peruvian hillside, it really is gorgeous. It is an awesome view. One moment, I'm gonna look over at, oh no, you can't see the examples. Okay. All right, give me one moment. Oh. There we go. Okay, can everyone see? Okay, can everyone see the picture now? All right. Can you guys see the picture now? There we go. Again, hopefully everyone caught my preface. So that literally is just preface, like a disclaimer, something you say or tell in advance just to give everyone information. So hopefully you got my preface that as this is my first time with live streaming, there might be a few things that I am learning along with you. And with that, I thank you so much for your patience. And yes, I am not Miss Nicole. And as I said before, Miss Nicole is an absolute legend. And so I humbly thank you for allowing me to take her place. Well, again, she has excused herself to take care of her family and her husband. But we'll still have an awesome time. And now that you can see the screen, hopefully you can share in the awesome view, again, of Machu Picchu and the Peruvian hillside. All right. Looking around. Wonderful. All right, continuing on. Bandage. Bandage. I need to put a bandage on my cut. So a bandage is a noun. It is a thing. And as you can see from the picture, since now you can see the pictures, yay! This is a bandage. I happen to seem to be very accident prone. What accident prone means is literally just prone to accidents. It means that I end up using a lot of bandages. I'm always outside hiking or kayaking. And with that, if you're a person that enjoys outdoor activities, you know that sometimes you'll get scrapes or bruises. So I end up using a lot of bandages. Now a bandage, of course, there can be just little small ones. If you have a small cut, you can have a big bandage if you have a bigger injury. But a bandage, once more, is just a noun. And the example we have here, I need to put a bandage on my cut. Hopefully the picture really illustrates it and helps you understand what is a bandage. Once more, that would be a noun. I'm gonna check. All right, perfect. Sometimes bandages, children, we know, along with me, are accident prone. A lot of times, children will have scrapes or cuts, and bandages will sometimes have pictures of maybe Disney characters or fun colors, so that kids that have an injury or a cut and need a bandage, the hope is that they'll be excited to have their bandage. So I'm not sure if in your countries you do, but in America, a lot of bandages have popular cartoon figures or little pictures on them. Blanket. All right, blanket. And we can use this back with our other word, cozy. So a blanket, it's a noun. Do you have a blanket? I'm cold. So a blanket is just like a heavy sheet. Of course, it's usually what we have on the top of our beds. As we were saying, it's very, very cold right now in Spokane, so I added a few extra blankets to my bed to keep me warm. The example that I used a little bit ago with cozy, again, if you can imagine sitting at home and you're wrapped in a blanket and you have a cup of coffee or tea and a book and it's snowing outside, to me, that image is very, very cozy. So we would say blankets are cozy. They keep us warm. Again, it's a noun and it's what we put on the top of our beds. You can see in the picture here, this little girl, she is wrapped up in a blanket. So do you have a blanket? I'm cold. One of the things that I actually enjoy in traveling throughout the world is seeing the different artistry, so the different kind of art that is made in every culture and every country. And blankets are one thing that every country seems to have kind of their own style. I know being in Mexico, lots and lots of bright colors. In different countries, depending on what textiles, so what fabrics are available or most popular, might determine what blankets are made out of. So again, as I travel around, I like to look at the different blankets that we have throughout the world because many of them are very, very beautiful. Give me one moment. I'm going to check over here. I don't need any blanket because today it is warm. Good example. Yes, if it's warm, you do not need a blanket. I cover my bed with a beautiful blanket. Good example. My blanket is gray. I'm putting bandage on my sister's cut. Is it correct? So Malek, you would just put, I'm putting a bandage. Don't forget the article. I'm putting a bandage on my sister's cut. And that is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. I'm going to buy, make sure there's a space. I'm going to buy a new blanket. Very good. Wonderful examples, guys. All right, we'll do one more slide, one more vocab word, and then we'll go back and review the ones that we just went over. So boot. It's raining. You should wear boots and not shoes. So boot would be a singular. Usually you don't just wear one shoe, you wear two. So we'd say boots. A pair of boots is what you see in the picture here. Yellow boots. I am actually wearing boots today. because I had to, again, walk through about 5 inches of snow. So boots are a type of shoe, we would say. But again, boots go up higher. So people that ride horses will wear boots. Again, as with the picture and the example, if it's very rainy out, if there's a lot of mud or snow, and you're just wearing regular shoes, of course the snow can get in your shoes. Boots come up higher, and so that makes them a good choice to wear in cold weather or in wet weather, as they will keep your feet warmer and drier. So again, boot, noun, it's a thing. It's a type of footwear. It's raining, you should wear boots and not shoes. All right? A pair of boots. Rosie gifted me beautiful boots. Excellent. I have new boots, rain boots. So yes, there are all different kinds of boots. You can wear boots, again, for a specific purpose. So in Spokane, if you're familiar with Western movies, a lot of them were very popular about 50 years ago. So Western movies where there's a lot of cowboys and horses, that was very much the history of Spokane. So if you ever come to Spokane, you can visit a lot of places where it truly was what we call in America, the Wild West. With that, boots were absolutely one of the most important things that cowboys wore, because if you're wearing boots and you're around large animals like horses, boots protect your feet much more than just shoes. In a similar way, if you are someone who works outside and is in a lot of rain or snow, you're going to want to wear boots, and even just boots as fashionable footwear. We know in the winter in places like Spokane where it does get cold, a lot of people choose to wear boots in the winter as part of their fashion. So there's many different kinds of boots, styles of boots, and even different purposes for why people wear different kinds of boots. So with that, I'm going to go back to the beginning of our first 5 vocabulary words. And if you have any questions, type those in. And we'll just take 1 second to kind of review. Good question. So it says, teacher, what's boot camp? Excellent question. So boot camp is a term that we use in the American Armed Forces, so the Army. And that is simply just Army or military training. So again, as I was saying, that different people will wear different boots for different purposes, not just for fashion. The military, they wear boots, combat boots. So they come up higher almost to the knee, and they're made of a very dense, so very thick material that protects them if they were walking through maybe water, or they are walking through any foliage. So that means like trees or bushes that might otherwise scratch their legs. Their boots will protect them. So people in the military wear boots. With that, when someone is entering the military, they have to go through training, and that's called boot camp. Let me know if that didn't answer your question or if there's something you would like more clarification on. But essentially, boot camp, again, is just a name for military training. I wrap myself up in a warm blanket. Yes, that is absolutely correct. And it sounds very cozy. Tonight I have An appointment. I am seeing a doctor. That is wonderful. Just remember when a word starts with a vowel and it's preceded with a, it would be an appointment. Okay? So tonight I have an appointment. I am seeing a doctor. Very well done. Perfect. Appointment, date, yes. In a lot of instances, in a lot of cases, an appointment could be used as a synonym for a date. This is because both of them, again, are just a set time and place for something. So I can meet my friend for a coffee date. We're going to meet at a coffee shop at a set time and a set place, and we're going to have coffee together. I can make an appointment to meet my friend for coffee. Absolutely. Usually when we're talking about healthcare or the medical field in particular, we would use appointment instead of date. So again, with this example, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So the little bit of distinction between appointment and date, which yes, can usually be used synonymously as synonyms, is the appointment is usually more times used with professions, in particular the medical profession. I have an appointment with a doctor. I have an appointment with a dentist, so a doctor of teeth. All right. Okay, once more, appointment. It's just a set time and place for something. So I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. And as we can see in the picture, the little girl and the doctor, they have an appointment. If it's helpful, think appointments. Usually we will write them on our calendar so we don't forget, or put them into our phone so that we have a reminder. I need to be this place at this time on this date for this appointment, right? Okay, so the next vocabulary word is awesome. And this, of course, is an adjective that we would describe something. In this case, with this example, the picture that we have, the view from here is awesome. And I would agree. Machu Picchu, again, is someplace that I would love to visit in my lifetime. Miss Nicole is an awesome teacher. Smrt and Smrt Live classes, I personally think, have some awesome information and is a great way to learn English because we have so many awesome teachers. Okay, so awesome, an adjective, and it doesn't just mean good or very good, but like really, really, really good. It's top, it's awesome. Okay, check over. Oh, and I just had a question. Where is Nicole? Miss Nicole is taking a break from doing the live class. Her husband has been sick lately, so he has a lot of doctor's appointments. And because she is both a wife and a mother, she is a very, very busy lady. So at the moment, for the present time, it works best for her schedule to just take a little break. So in the meantime, I will be here, and apologies, Miss Nicole, again, she is a legend. She is extremely awesome, but I am very excited to be here and learning with you guys as well. And hopefully you will agree we'll have an awesome time. All right. Bandage. Bandage. I need to put a bandage on my cut. So again, a bandage is a noun, as you can see with the picture, It's usually just a little strip of fabric with sticky adhesive on either side that you would put over a cut, all right? And a cut is where your skin has actually been damaged. So a bruise, you would not put a bandage on a bruise. A bruise is just when you have an injury and your skin, it gets that purple tone. Whereas a cut is actually where maybe you're bleeding a little bit, and a bandage you put over that to protect it, to keep it clean, and to let it heal. So a bandage. I need to put a bandage on my cut. All right. Looking. We should have a bandage in our first aid box. Absolutely. Okay. These are great. Yes, bandage. All right, and blanket. Do you have a blanket? I'm cold. Okay. And this little girl looks very cozy wrapped up in her blanket. Right. Good question. So, Rosa asked a great question. What is the difference between awesome and amazing? The difference between awesome and amazing, but there really isn't much of a difference. Most times, if not always, they can be used synonymously. So they can be used as synonyms. Only way that I would say that they could be different is if something is amazing, it causes amazement. Okay, to be amazed also includes kind of being surprised, like that was amazing. Okay, but for all intents and purposes, so that means for most of the time, awesome and amazing can be used synonymously. So as we go back to the picture, absolutely, I could say that is an amazing view. That causes amazement. Great question, Rosa. Oh, here's another one. Does a mummy wear a bandage for real? So, excuse me, a mummy, M-U-M-M-Y, is, of course, most notably in ancient Egypt, although there are mummies certainly over all parts of the world. They were wrapped in full body bandages. The bandages that we're talking about for our vocabulary is simply just the ones that in modern times now we would put on a scrape or a cut, and not the bandages that mummies wore in ancient times. But really nice job. Let me see. Said that. Anthony, really nice job picking up bandage. Mummies wore bandages. But yes, for our purposes and our vocabulary, we'll just be talking about modern day bandages. And again, little ones that you would put over a cut or an injury. But good catch on that, Anthony. Oh, which one is more strong? Awesome or amazing? That's a really great question. And I honestly think, for me, awesome and amazing would be equal. Again, going back to this view, saying this is an awesome view, this is an amazing view, both of those are equally strong. Again, the one slight difference is amazing to cause amazement. can almost kind of mean like disbelief. It was so awesome that it caused disbelief. So, for example, in gymnastics, so the Olympics, when there are the gymnasts, okay, that can flip and flip and flip and do like 10 flips, okay, and then spin up in the air and come down and land perfectly. That to me is amazing. That causes amazement. Okay, it is definitely awesome, but there is, for me, an element of amazement. I'm amazed that people can do that because I can hardly walk down the street without tripping and falling, especially when there's snow outside and these incredible gymnasts are doing 10 backflips. That's pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome. So to answer your question, I wouldn't say that one is really more strong or more powerful than the other. They're pretty equal. As an example, once more, this view is awesome. This view is amazing. Very good question. Very good question. All right. Oh, am I in Spokane or Vancouver? I am in Spokane, Washington. All right. Okay, so I'm continuing on. Bandage, blanket, boot, or of course boots, because you probably just would want to. I don't really know that you would just want a boot. Boots, a pair of boots, like a pair of shoes. Okay? All right, continuing on, our next words. Bowl. Bowl. I always have a bowl of cereal for breakfast. So bowl is a noun, and as you can see, it's holding the cereal in the picture. So a bowl. Now this is different than a plate. So a plate is flat, okay? If I had a sandwich or a piece of pizza or spaghetti, noodles, I would put that on a plate. A plate is flat, whereas a bowl is rounded. You can almost kind of think of a bowl as a large cup, right? So you would eat soup from a bowl. You cannot eat soup on a plate. It's gonna spill everywhere. You need to have it contained. A bowl has sides, so if it's helpful, think of it like a large cup. All right, one moment, I'm gonna look over here. All right. Oh, great question, Heavy. Could you please tell me the difference between appointment and commitment? Great question. So again, appointment is something you have planned at a specific time, place, and date. In some ways, you could use commitment as a synonym. But commitment is more you are obligated. You need to go there. You have committed to going there. Whereas appointment, you are going there for a reason. Okay, usually, as I said, appointments we would use in a medical term. So an appointment to see a doctor. If you're going to a doctor, you have a reason. You have a need. Okay, but I don't think that it would be incorrect in some ways to absolutely use commitment and appointment synonymously. It would just depend on what the commitment or what the appointment is, where you're going, what you're doing. So if I said I have an appointment to meet my friend for coffee, then in that way I could say I have a commitment to meet my friend for coffee. Or another synonym I used before, I have a date to meet my friend for coffee. Going back to the original word appointment is just a set time and date for something. So hopefully that answered your question, the difference between commitment and appointment. If not, let me know. Are there different kinds of bowls? Absolutely, there are different kinds of bowls. You could have a very deep, big bowl. So like if I'm making cookies, all right, and I have a lot of ingredients, so a lot of things to add to make cookies, I would need a big bowl to stir everything in, right? If I'm making soup and I'm making soup for 5 of my friends, I'm going to need a big bowl to make my soup in, and then once we're ready to eat, I would put the soup into smaller bowls. Absolutely, there can definitely be different sizes of bowls. Great question. All right. I usually eat noodles in a bowl. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Good. I can't come to class today. Don't forget the article, I made a commitment with my mother to go to a doctor's appointment. Good, very good sentence. Ooh, good question. You can cancel an appointment, but if it's a commitment, it's good to avoid it, right? You can cancel an appointment. A lot of time in America, if you have a doctor's appointment, they ask you to please let them know at least 1 day in advance, so before, if you need to cancel your appointment. Otherwise, since again, it's a specific time and place, if you are no longer keeping that appointment, someone else could have that appointment. So it is kind of a commitment. With that, you hopefully don't want to cancel either an appointment or a commitment simply because there's a reason that you made it in the first place. Let me know if that wasn't quite clear, and just a couple more seconds as I look over at the questions and some of the sentences that you guys are writing. Some really awesome, some really amazing sentences. Okay, real quick, more about commitment. So to commit to something says, yes, I will do that. You can almost think, you can count on me. I give you my word. I will do that. So when Miss Nicole realized that, again, being a wife and a mother and her husband is not feeling well, she made a commitment to spend more time with her husband. And with that, she needed someone to, for the current time, take over her live stream class. And so I said, I can do it. I can do it. I would love to do a live streaming class. She said, okay, it's a big commitment. You have to come in early. You have to study extra lessons. In the winter, you'll have to walk very early in the morning through a lot of really cold snow. Can you make that kind of commitment? I said, yes, I can commit to that. So again, that's almost like a promise. To commit, we could say to promise. So then a commitment is something that you have agreed upon, that you have said, yes, I will do this. So that's where it could be a little bit different with appointment and commitment. Where if you're meeting a friend for coffee, commitment would be better. Oh, I already committed to meet my friend for coffee this afternoon. I already told my friend, yes, I will be there. Or again, in the instance of the live stream class, I gave a commitment, yes, I will be here. Okay, so that with that, every Tuesday and Thursday morning, I have an appointment with all my friends around the world in the live stream class. Hope that was helpful, right? Thank you for making that commitment for us, Abby. You are absolutely welcome. Thank you for committing to learning English and for doing it through Smrt, which again, I think is just an awesome and amazing way to learn English. I've been so excited to get to know and see so many students increase their English proficiency and do that using Smrt. Again, if you are not a premium subscriber but would like to be or like to try it for a month free, that gives you a lot of additional extras like homework and excuse me, tests and quizzes and whatnot. So all right, continuing on with bowl. So once more, that is a noun, it's a thing. I always have a bowl of cereal for breakfast. So once more, if it's helpful, think of a bowl as like a large cup. And as one of the questions was asked, are there different sizes of bowls? Absolutely. If I'm making a lot of soup for my friends, I would use a big bowl. Once I go to serve my friends, I would of course put the soup into smaller bowls. Right. Okay. Continuing on. That bowl of cereal looks good. Brand. All right, so brand. My favorite shoe brand is Converse. Now, as you probably know, in English, there's a lot of words that have multiple, so more than one meaning. With that, I always find it helpful to let my students know you might hear this word also used in this way. Just know that. But this is the way, this is the vocabulary word that we need to know most importantly. So, as an example, brand, I said Spokane used to be the Wild West, if you can think of old Western movies with cowboys, and cows or horses. In order to know who owned them, and they still do this today, they will put a brand on the animal. It's almost kind of like a tattoo. So in that way, it would be a noun. They have a brand. It would also be a verb to brand an animal. Don't worry about that. I just, again, always find it helpful to let my students know if they're ever going to hear these words in a different use or a different context. But back to our vocabulary, brand. My favorite shoe brand is Converse. So brands, shoe brands, Converse, Nike, Reebok, Adidas. It's just the company, okay? The company that puts out that particular shoe or article of clothing. Cellular phones, there's different brands. Certainly with any kind of technology, some people might say Apple phones. Apple is the best brand. I like Samsung. I think Samsung is the best brand. Ladies, different brands of makeup. Okay, it's just different companies and what they represent, what they own. The example here, okay, these are, at least in America, very famous shoes because they're very old. They've been popular for many decades. Converse, the example, my favorite shoe brand is Converse. I have some friends who absolutely love Adidas. They will not wear any other shoes but Adidas brand shoes. That is their favorite brand. Okay. Oh, excellent. My favorite car brand is Mercedes. Very good. My favorite cell phone is Apple. So you could say that's my favorite brand. Dior. Dior is a brand. Absolutely. Dior, Dolce & Gabbana, Versace. Those are all fashion brands. Cartier. Ooh, branded things are expensive. That's not always true, but it certainly a lot of the time is true. I agree. And sometimes we would say you're simply paying for the brand. Okay? If I have a shirt, it's just a regular shirt. Now, if it says Calvin Klein, okay, if it shows the brand, it might cost more money, not because it's a different shirt, but just because it has the Calvin Klein logo that shows which brand the shirt is. So although it's not always the case, I think you are absolutely right that sometimes brands are expensive simply because they are a brand. All right. What's my favorite brand of makeup? I like Laura Mercier or NARS or whatever helps cover wrinkles. All right, so brand. My favorite shoe brand is Converse. Bucket. I need a bucket to wash my car. All right, now looking at this, I'm reading minds, and I'm wondering if someone's gonna ask the difference between a bucket and a bowl. I haven't looked at the comments. Someone might have already, but I bet. So I'm gonna answer that now. A bowl is something that we would eat out of, okay? Something we would eat out of. You will find bowls in kitchens, right? Or in restaurants. A bucket is usually something we carry something in. Usually has a handle to carry it, okay? If you're looking at the picture, here is a blue bucket that the person has filled with soap and water and a sponge, okay? So, and a rag to wash their car. So buckets are larger and they usually have a handle. When I am out in my garden, in my yard, I like to plant flowers. And so I usually have a bucket of dirt, okay, that I can go around to my different flower beds. I wouldn't have a bowl of dirt, right? I would have a bucket, okay? With that, buckets, like bowls, can come in different sizes. Big bucket, just a small bucket to carry things. As you can see in this picture, this bucket is being used to fill with soap and water to wash a car. So bucket is a noun. I fill the clothes in bucket, or you could say I filled the bucket with the clothes. Ooh, what is the difference between bucket and pail? Good. And the difference between a bucket and a pail is more of an antiquated word. What does antiquated mean? Well, antiquated, think antique, old. So if something is an antiquated word, that means it's kind of an older word that maybe isn't used as much anymore. Or it might be used more in British English, okay, than American English. But to answer your question, there really is not a difference between a bucket and a pail. Any difference might be that usually a pail would be smaller, whereas buckets, if you're painting a house, you can get a big bucket of paint, okay? You wouldn't say that that's a pail. This The pitcher of the bucket that we have in the picture is small enough that you could say pail, but generally we use bucket nowadays, as pail is a little bit of an older word, and just the difference between the two is a pail would usually be a little bit smaller, where once more, a bucket, you can have a big bucket. A bucket of fried chicken is perfect for the family. I agree, Anthony. All right. When I have, and it would just be singular, when I have housework, I use a bucket. Don't forget the article. I use a bucket to clean up the dirty house. Absolutely, Trump. Why? I do that as well. If I'm cleaning my floors, I'll just get a bucket, fill it up with some soapy water, and use that to clean my floors. Very good example. My favorite shoe brand is Nike. Excellent. Oh, and just make note that brands, those will always be capitalized because they are names, and we capitalize names, of course. But yes, my favorite shoe brand is Nike. I would like to wash the shoes, and we would say in the bucket, not on the bucket. So just change that O to an I, and then wonderful example, wonderful sentence, because you would be putting the shoes in the bucket. Assumably, probably you'll have water and soap in the bucket to wash your Nike shoes. All right. Bucket. We have just a few more minutes. Cashier. Cashier. And this is a noun. A noun, person, place, or thing. Cashier is a person. And it is a person that works at what we call the cash register. So when you go to pay for something, a cashier is the person that takes your payment, okay, and gives you, if you paid in money, gives you change or gives you a receipt for your credit card. Cashier is a person who takes your payment. So Jane works as a supermarket cashier part-time. So it just means that our friend Jane here at the grocery store or supermarket, she works as a cashier. So when you have all your groceries, all your fruits and vegetables, maybe some spices, because you're going to make a big bowl of soup for your friends and it's gonna be awesome. Jane would be the nice lady that would take your payment for your groceries at the supermarket. All right, so cashier, noun, it's a person that takes payment at a store. So you could have a cashier at the Apple store. If you love the brand Nike and you go to the Nike store and you buy a really awesome new Nike jacket, the cashier is the person that you are going to go take your purchase to and then give money to so that you can have your awesome Nike brand jacket. All right. All this. Okay. Let's see if we can do one more word. Cause. Cause. Did the police explain the cause of the fire? So cause is like a reason. Okay? Cause is like a reason. Did the police explain the reason for the fire? All right. We'll often hear, especially in writing, so as you move up in levels and you start working on writing, cause and effect. Okay. The reason this happened is because of this, okay? So you could say, what caused the change in teachers? What caused Miss Nicole to not do the live stream? Well, the cause is that she is a wife and mother and she's very busy. So again, you could say that's the reason. Cause can be used as a synonym for reason. And so now we are going to wrap up. We will end today's lesson. The cause is that it's 8:30 my time in Spokane, and I have class soon, and I have had a very fun hour of learning Smart English with you wonderful, wonderful new friends and students. Looking at any of the comments here. All right. Did the teacher explain the cause of a failed test? You could say that. I think in that case, reason. Did the teacher explain the reason for the failed test? But again, who wrote that? Aran? Yes, you are correct in that a lot of times cause and reason can be used synonymously. Okay, so with this, did the police explain the cause of the fire? Yes, the cause of the fire was an electric heater. So again, the reason why the fire started, the reason the fire started, the cause was an electric heater. All right? Thank you so much, guys. It's really been a lot of fun. Hopefully you've had an awesome time, and hopefully you have an appointment on your calendar for Thursday morning my time, but in 2 days, you know that you have an appointment to meet me here again for more Smart live streaming and Smart English. Thanks so much again, Miss Abby, and I hope you have, wherever you are, a wonderful day, a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful evening, or a wonderful night's sleep. And if you're someplace cold like me, find yourself a blanket and try to stay cozy. Thanks, guys.
Good job! Way to go! Wow, first live class.
I got here so early, and
I know.
everything was like going down. It wasn't working. Finally, what's going on?
Let me make sure you shut everything down. You did fine.
So I was recovering from. I'll get back to you later. I'm brain dead right now.
Okay. Yeah, decompress.
It's like, you know, if you mess up in class, it's like, all right, I got 7 witnesses, and it's my word against their word. If you mess up on this